Welcome and good day, and thank you everyone for joining us today for this webinar. My name is Rahil. I'm a sales lead at Total eBiz Solution, and I'll be the host for this webinar today. Bhargav, you can bring in the presentation. So today's webinar is about simplifying the modern workplace, secure, connected, and productive. In this webinar, you will discover how Microsoft's modern workplace solutions empower teams to collaborate seamlessly, protect data effortlessly, and simplify IT management, all while enhancing efficiency, connectivity. It's time to transfer how your organization works, secure, connected, and productive. So the panel of speakers that we have today is Karthik. Karthik is head of cloud and security at Total eBiz Solution. Karthik is a practice leader with over 18 years of experience in leading digital transformation, infrastructure, cloud, and security projects for commercial customers as well as for public sector. And we also have with us Mr. Ali. Ali is a Microsoft specialist at Total eBiz Solutions. So here's a quick agenda for the webinar. We'll give you an overview about the modern workplace challenges, we'll showcase the solution, and we'll also showcase some impactful customer case studies. You can post any questions that you have during the webinar in the Q&A section, and we will wait and we will take it up during the end of the session. We also have an exciting promotional offer towards the end of the webinar. So before we start, quick house rules. All the past participants will be muted throughout the webinar. Like I mentioned, you can post your questions in the Q&A section and we will take it towards the end of the session. And all the attendees will receive the recording of the webinar via email. So I'll give you a quick overview about Total eBiz Solution as an organization. So Total eBiz Solution is your trusted digital transformation partner. TEPS is all about helping businesses succeed through innovative digital solution with over 20 years of experience and 150 plus clients across 3 global offices. We bring deep expertise and scale to every engagement. We are also proud to hold key industry certifications like ISO 27001, ISO 9001. Our goal is simple: drive digital transformation and create a positive impact for our customers and society. So here's a quick overview about our services and offerings. Our digital next solutions are designed to help businesses innovate faster and smarter, from modern app development and legacy modernization to cloud migration, data analytics, and AI-driven insights. We cover it all. We also enable collaboration through digital workplace, build business apps on leading platforms, and drive automation with RPA and AI. So in short, we provide end-to-end services to accelerate digital transformation. So if you would like to learn more about any of these service offerings, feel free to reach out to us, or you can drop your questions in the Q&A section, and we'll be happy to connect with you later and give you more information about it. So we have a very strong alliance with Microsoft. Here are a few awards and recognitions that we have received. We have been Microsoft Partner of the Year for the 6th consecutive year. And last year, we have received award for Microsoft Partner of the Year for the work we have done in Singapore government and for non-profit. So like I said, we do a lot of work in public sector. So here are a few of our clients in public sector. So we have clients such as Civil Aviation Authority of Singapore, GovTech, Republic Polytech. So we have been working with extensively with Singapore ministries and statutory boards. So our commercial customers that we have are across all the sectors, be it BFSI, manufacturing, insurance. So in BFSI, we have customers like OCBC Bank, UOB. In insurance, we have customers like Liberty Insurance, Sampo, and we have our customers in logistic like Musk. We have customers in pharma like Baxter. So we have our customers across all the verticals. So that was a quick overview about Total eBiz Solution. And now I will request Karthik to take over and then walk us through the solution. Karthik,
Sure.
over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Raj. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know if you can see the screen.
Yes, Karthik.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join this webinar today. I'm Karthik, the head of cloud and security at Total eBiz Solutions. Today, we are going to take you through some of the key challenges organizations face in setting up and managing a secure, collaborative modern workplace, and how Microsoft and Total eBiz solutions can help you overcome these challenges. Let's try and understand some of the key challenges, right? So hybrid work complexities, right? Modern workplace have evolved rapidly, introducing complexities that organizations must navigate, right? Hybrid work models mean employees operate from multiple locations, requiring robust access controls and collaboration tools. So rising security threats have been intensified, with phishing accounting for over 70% of the breaches and ransomware attacks costing businesses billions annually. So app sprawl is another major issue. Organizations often rely on numerous disconnected tools, leading to inefficiencies and higher costs. So regulatory compliance pressures, basically compliance pressures from regulations like GDPR, HIPAA, and local data residency laws demand strict governance and data protection measures, right? So these factors collectively create a need for integrated solutions that ensure security, compliance, and productivity in a seamless manner. So let's look at how these modern workplace challenges create pain points and how we can mitigate them using Microsoft technologies. So data residency requirement necessitates storing data within specific geographic regions to comply with local laws, which can impact performance and trust, right? Singapore already has local data centers, but from May this year, Malaysia has its own data center, and hence all the data is stored locally. Migration from legacy systems to cloud platforms is complex, requires careful planning and specialized tools to avoid disruptions, right? So Microsoft had simplified the migration from other platforms to Microsoft 365 by creating accelerators and native tools for seamless migration, which requires little to no downtime. So TIPS will leverage these accelerators and native tools to help our customers migrate from legacy systems to the latest cloud platforms. And managing multiple applications can sometimes create inefficiencies and user frustration, right? As employees need to juggle between multiple systems and applications for communication and collaboration. So Microsoft basically provides a unified platform for identity, mailbox, storage, and collaboration, right? Thereby eliminating the need for managing multiple applications, subscriptions, and licenses, right? Security is one of the key factor, especially when you're trying to secure your company data on personal devices, which is introduced basically by bring your own device policies. So this demand solutions that balance security with user experience, right? So Microsoft Defender for endpoints with Intune and Purview can help protect your data even when it's accessed from personal devices, right? Finally, phishing and cyber attacks is paramount as these threats continue to escalate in frequency and sophistication, right? So Microsoft's Defender's family of cybersecurity products can help prevent these attacks and safeguard your data and identity, right? And addressing all these challenges, require a holistic approach that integrates identity management, endpoint protection, compliance, and collaboration tools, right? So this is where Microsoft 365 comes in. And my colleague Ali is going to deep dive into some of the solutions that help address these key challenges in today's modern workplace environments, right? Ali, let me invite you to walk through the Microsoft 365 solution showcase. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar. Myself, Muhammad Ali. I'm a Microsoft expertise at Total eBiz Solutions. Right. So thank you, Karthik, first of all, for walking us through some of the real pain points that we are facing in the modern workplace environment. Right. Like you said, the solutions to these pain points are very well handled and managed with Microsoft 365 and its robust services in terms of identity management, data security, and data compliance, right? So let's dive into these services in detail, right? All right. So before we get into it, let's first try to understand what exactly the Microsoft Entra is, right? So Microsoft Entra ID, previously known as Azure Active Directory, I think some of you would have already heard about it, right? So it's basically a Microsoft cloud-based identity and access management solution, right? So think of it as your data security guard, right, for your organization. So its job is to make sure the right people have access to the right resources, correct? So whether it's your applications, your files, or your services, right? So while keeping everything secure, right? So it's what powers the sign-ins for Microsoft 365, Azure, and thousands of other applications. So whenever you log into your work email or Teams, Entra ID is working behind the scenes while you access your data and making sure your ID is verified and your data is protected. Correct. So now let's look at the three pillars highlighted here, right? So starting with the advanced authentication methods, right? So Entra ID uses tools like multi-factor authentication, right? And conditional access policies. So MFA means confirm your identity in more than one way, like password plus your phone code, right? So together will act as your multi-factor authentication, right? So conditional access adds smart rules on top of your MFA, such as blocking the risky sign-ins or requiring extra check for sensitive applications, right? So moving on, zero trust security, correct? So what is zero trust security? So this means, it actually works on a principle as never trust, always verify, correct? So even inside the network, so everyone access request is checked. Features like privileged identity management ensures admin roles are tightly controlled and reduced the risk of unauthorized access, correct? That's your zero trust security. So moving on, governance and compliance, correct? So Entra ID helps organizations stay compliant with the regulations like GDPR by running and managing who has access for how long, correct? It uses role-based access control, correct? And automates a task like removing the access when someone leaves the organization, correct? So now, in short, Entra ID is all about securing the access, smart verification, and compliance. The three pillars, authentication, zero trust, and governance, work together to protect your organization in today's digital world. All right. So moving on to the next solution. Right. So what is a Microsoft Defender? Correct. So the Microsoft Defender is actually a very comprehensive security solution designed to protect your organization from the cyber threats like malware, ransomware, and phishing attacks. So think of it as your digital shield for your organization, constantly monitoring and defending against attacks across the devices, your emails, and your applications. Right? That's your Microsoft Defender. So some of the features that we can look into the Microsoft Defender are comprehensive threat protection, right? So Defender safeguards against a wide range of threats, right? Your malware, your ransomware, the phishing attacks. So ensuring your systems and the data remain secure. Okay, so next, the integration with Microsoft 365, right? That's the best part, right? So Defender works seamlessly with the Microsoft 365 applications, providing a real-time threat detection and automated responses. This means if something suspicious happens in your Outlook or a Teams or in your Microsoft 365 applications, to say your Defender is always monitoring your applications and it will act immediately if something is suspicious. All right. So moving on, the endpoint and your email security, right? So Defender for endpoint basically protects your endpoint devices. So when I say endpoint devices, they are nothing but your laptops, your mobile phones, your desktops, right? So Defender for endpoint protects these endpoint devices. All right. While Microsoft Defender for Office 365 secures your emails from advanced phishing attacks and malicious attachments. Correct? So Defender for Office 365 basically scans your email for any phishing attacks, any malware, and all your attachments in your mailbox will be scanned for any kind of malware inside it, or even the attachment contains any phishing URL. Even that will be scanned and blocked before even it is delivered to the user's mailbox. Correct? So now moving on to the centralized monitoring and response, right? So Defender actually offers a very centralized dashboard where a quick incident monitoring you can see, alert investigations, and its remediations. All right. So this helps a security team to respond faster and reduce the breaches before even they take place. All right. So now, in short, Microsoft Defender is your all-in-one security solution in your Microsoft 365, protecting your endpoints, protecting your mailboxes and your applications while giving you a centralized control to detect and respond to threats quickly. Okay, that's your Microsoft Defender. And moving on to the next solution we have under the Microsoft 365. Okay, all right. So now next, let's talk about Microsoft Purview, which basically focuses on your data governance and its compliances. In today's world, organizations handle massive amount of sensitive data, and Purview helps that data to keep secure, organized, and compliant with the regulations you have in your organizations, right? So now let's try to understand what the Microsoft Purview is. So Microsoft Purview is a suite of tools that enables organization to discover, classify, protect, and manage across your Microsoft 365 and even beyond. Think of it as your data compliance manager in your organization, right? Ensuring your sensitive information is handled properly and regulatory requirements are met. Okay, so in Purview, let's try to understand what is the data classification and retention is. Okay, so Purview helps you to classify your data inside the organization. For example, your financial records, or it could be your personal information as well, right? And it actually applies these labels on these documents. Okay, it can be automated or it can be user labeled process. Okay, and these based on these labels, your retention policies also will be applied on top of it, right? So this ensures data is kept for the right amount of time to meet the compliance standards in your organization. Okay, so let's talk about data loss prevention, also known as DLP. Okay, so Purview's DLP feature prevent accidental sharing of sensitive information. Right? That means, for example, let's say someone in your organization tries to send an email that contains the sensitive information like your credit card information or someone's personal information, or it could be something confidential or sensitive information that is not supposed to be shared outside the organization, right? Or even the non-authorized users within your organization also, right? So the DLP policies make sure that this information is not shared to the unauthorized users. Basically, whenever the user tries to send it, it blocks it. Okay, so that's your data loss prevention in Microsoft Purview. So now let's try to understand what is insider risk management. Okay, so Purview detects and mitigates internal risk. So what is internal risk, right? So such as employees mishandling the confidential data, correct? Or downloading the sensitive files before leaving the company, right? So insider risk management makes sure that employees handle the confidential data properly, okay? And it will avoid downloading or misuse of these sensitive files where the user could be leaving the organization very soon. correct? So that's your insider risk management, correct? Meaning that the risk within the organization will be handled by Microsoft Purview. Okay. So moving on, let's try to understand what is compliance lifecycle automation. Okay. So a Purview automates compliances tasks like auditing, reporting, and the data protection. Okay. So this basically reduces the manual work of an employee, and it helps organization to stay compliant without extra effort into it. Okay. So in short, so to understand what is Microsoft Purview, it's basically all about your data security, your data compliance, and your data insider risk management. Okay, and the risk related to it. All right, and it ensures your organization's sensitive information is protected. Okay, and regulatory requirements are met at the same time. And on top of it, it can be automated and it can be configured efficiently. Okay, that's your Microsoft Purview. And moving on to the next solution we have in Microsoft 365. Perfect. I think, yeah, this is the best part, right, that we were waiting. So finally, let's talk about, how Microsoft Teams and the SharePoint can work together to create a seamless collaboration experience, right? So in today's hybrid work environment, these tools are very essential for productivity and secure teamwork, right? So let's try to understand what is Teams and SharePoint integration is. So Microsoft Teams is your collaboration hub where your employees can chat, conduct meetings, whether it is inside the organization or even with the external users, right? And making calls. While SharePoint is your document management system where you store and organize the files, correct? So when they are integrated, they provide a uniform digital workplace for communication and content management. Okay, so that's your Teams and SharePoint integration. Right. So moving on, let's understand what is centralized collaboration hub is, right? So team brings everything. So when I say everything, it's your chat, it's your meetings, it's your call, and even file sharing into one single platform, making it collaboration very easy and efficient. Since Teams and SharePoint are integrated in the backend, so your file sharing, your collaboration makes very easy, and user can work together in a very efficient way. All right. So let's try to understand what is secure document management. Okay. So SharePoint and OneDrive integration ensures the files are stored securely and are easy to access. This means your documents are always available and protected, right? For example, you have your file inside your SharePoint, or it could be the OneDrive, all right? And you can actually avoid the unauthorized access to these files, right? You can gain control over this file access. You can share these files only with the right people in your organization. All right. So no unauthorized users will gain access to these files unless you give a permission to it. All right. So that level of control you can gain in the SharePoint and OneDrive. All right. So let's talk about the enhanced productivity features with the Teams Premium. So basically the Teams Premium is an add-on feature on top of the Microsoft Teams. Okay, so for organizations who wants the advanced features like webinar hosting, conduct large audience meetings, and requires analytics out of it and added security. Okay, so perfect for scaling collaboration purposes. Okay, that's your Teams Premium. So let's try to understand what is unified digital workspace is. Together, Microsoft and SharePoint create a single workspace that supports hybrid work and global collaboration, allowing teams to work from anywhere without losing connectivity or control, right? So like we discussed in the previous slide, how Microsoft Entra can protect your identities and how Microsoft Intune Purview can protect your endpoint devices and secure the data. So together, working with the Teams and also the SharePoint, it actually allows your users to work from anywhere, and at the same time, it protects your data and making it very easy to access and secure the data at all time. Okay, so in short, Teams and SharePoint integration gives you a communication plus content management in one place, enabling secure, productive, and connected work for modern organizations. Okay, so these are the the solutions we have in the Microsoft 365. Okay, these are the major features that we have. And now let's try to understand some of the use cases out of it. And we have some case studies from these solutions that organizations who have adopted Microsoft 365 into their organization and how well it has benefits them. All right. And let's try to understand one of it. Okay. So, so one of the financial services firm who have adopted the Microsoft 365. Correct. So before we move on, let's try to understand some of the background of the firm. So it's a financial services company in Kuala Lumpur, needed to comply with the strict bank data residency requirements, right? That means the data must be within that region only. It cannot be stored under different region, right? And same time, they wanted to have the improved collaboration performance, right? And the challenges they had was sensitive data had to stay in within the Malaysia, correct? And the high latency during Teams meeting, meaning that if the data residency in a different region, so we might expect some latency due to different regions, right? That's something technically that we all know, right? The last challenge was the security concerns with the remote work. As we all know that, and also the Karthik explained the challenges, the pain points we have employees working from home, right? So these were the challenges the company was facing. So company decided to adopt the Microsoft 365 solution into their organization, right? The solutions they had was like they adopted Microsoft 365 after the Malaysia West Cloud region launch. So like Karthik mentioned, recently the Microsoft has launched the new data center in the Malaysia region, right? That basically eliminates the bank data residency requirement, correct? And they have implemented the Entra ID with MFA and conditional access policies, right? Like I mentioned, how MFA and conditional access working together protects your identities, correct? And they migrated the existing file server into the SharePoint Online and the OneDrive. And we already learned how SharePoint and OneDrive can work together, protecting your data and gaining access or control over it, right? And they rolled out the Microsoft Teams for the collaborations. Nice, meaning that the employees can collaborate very easily, right, and in a very efficient way, correct? And the outcome of these adoption was they have achieved 100% compliance with local regulation, right? And they have reduced the latency by 40%, improving the team's experience. And same time, they have enhanced the security with zero trust policies. That's the best part of Defender, right? So this was the one of the case study that gives us an idea how Microsoft 365 can benefit the organizations, right? Not just the financial services firm, but it could be any organization, right, who can adopt the Microsoft 365 will gain with these solutions and its features. Okay. I think we have one more quick case study that we can look into, right? So just try to understand here the healthcare organization modernization, right? A leading healthcare group, basically face the challenges with the outdated infrastructure, right? A fragmented collaboration tools, a rising security risk, correct? But by implementing the Microsoft 365, including the Teams, SharePoint, OneDrive, and the Microsoft Defender, the organization have achieved secure, flexible, and compliance operations, right? So endpoint management and identity protection were strengthened, through Entra ID and Intune, while Purview ensured adherence to healthcare regulation. The transformation delivered measurable benefits, improved collaboration among the medical teams, streamlined the IT administration, and enhanced security posture of the overall organization. And staff could actually work securely from anywhere, reducing the administrative burdens and improving patients' care outcome. This case basically demonstrates how Microsoft 365 have enabled the healthcare organizations to scale confidently while maintaining their compliances and the security at the same time. Right? So, so, so that's about the Microsoft 365 solutions, right? So now I would like to hand over this to Rahil. Over to you.
Thank you, Karthik. Thank you, Ali. So we have a few questions coming in. So I'll just take it up one by one, and either Karthik or Ali can help us answer the questions.
Sure, Rahil.
Okay, so the first question that I see here is that we already use multiple collaboration tools. How easy is it to consolidate everything into Teams?
Yeah, that's a good question, right? So yeah, so Teams, right? So Teams basically can replace your multiple collaboration tools by integrating the chat, your meetings, your call, and file sharing into one single platform, right? So Teams has all these features inside one single platform, right? So the migration basically depends on the complexity of their existing tools and its data volume, right? But Microsoft do offer the migration path and the third-party connectors to make sure the migration is seamless, right? And eventually, the Microsoft Teams can give you all the collaboration features at one single platform.
Okay, thank you, Ali. So there's one more question that we have. Can Teams integrate with the existing business applications and workflows?
Yes, of course. Teams do support integration with over thousands of applications, including some of the popular business applications like Salesforce, ServiceNow, Jira, etc. Right, and it can also create a custom workflows with the help of Power Automate and the Graph API as well. Right, so the answer is yes. You can also build your custom applications for the teams. So that makes sure your existing business applications and workflows are integrated with the teams.
Great, thanks, Ali. So one more question that we have is how long does it typically take to implement a modern workplace solution like this?
Yeah, I'll take this, Red. So a modern workplace solution can be implemented as early as 2 days to 1 week, and based on the number of users, right, and based on the number of users and the license type. But typically, for a migration, we can do it from a week's time to a month, right? So depending again on the number of users as well as the data size that needs to be migrated from the legacy system to Microsoft 365, right? Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks, Karthik. Okay, while I see more questions coming in, I would like to share the offer that we spoke about at the start of the webinar. Bhargavi, can you get the presentation up? Okay, so here we go. So we have an exciting offer for attendees. We are offering a free M365 readiness assessment exclusively for the first 5 registrations. So for organization not on M365, this will be a readiness assessment covering discovery, planning, and design to M365 environment. For organization already on M365, this will be configuration security assessment for their existing environment. So you can quickly scan the QR code and you can register for the readiness assessment. And also we have the contact details for our team in Singapore and Malaysia. So whether if you have a quick question or a complex inquiry, please write to us, drop us an email, or you can call us. The number and email IDs are mentioned, and we'll be happy to connect and answer the questions. So in the meanwhile, there's one more question that we will take up. We have few more minutes, so we can try to cover as many questions that we have. So is Defender for Business enough for SMBs, or do we need additional tools? So Karthik, Ali?
Yeah, sure. Let me take it up. Okay. So Defender for Business do provide the enterprise-grade protection for SMBs, like the endpoint security, threat detection, and etc. Right? But for the advanced needs, for example, like identity protection, cloud app security, consider the business premium or add-ons like Defender for cloud apps. So the Defender for Business we do provide the the security to the SMBs, but in order to gain the identity protection and cloud app security features, so we may have to look for business premium and above, and also the add-on features like Defender for cloud apps.
Okay, great. Thanks, Ali. So we have time, so we can take few more questions. So can we roll this out in phases? For example, Teams first, then OneDrive, SharePoint, and then security?
Yes, absolutely. Right. So in fact, the very first thing that we would do is get the mailboxes and the licenses configured for Teams, followed by OneDrive and SharePoint. And finally, we can perform an assessment in terms of what can be strengthened on the perimeter security, as well as the improving the overall security posture, right? So yeah, so we can roll it out in phases, starting with Teams, OneDrive, SharePoint, and then security. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you, Karthik. So this is the end of the webinar. So we'll keep the webinar on for another 10 minutes. So if you have any questions, please feel free to post, and we'll reach out to you, and we'll provide you the answers to it. So thank you, Karthik. Thank you, Ali, for the wonderful presentation, and I would like to thank all the attendees for joining this webinar.
Thank you, Red. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Okay, so yes, we will definitely share the copy of the recording to all the attendees via email. So thank you once again to all the attendees for joining us today for this webinar, and we will be happy to connect with you and answer any questions that you have. Thank you.